The Sharp Edge on realagriculture.com is brought to you by Mazek Seeds.
Hi, I'm Bernard Tobin. Welcome to a new season of The Sharp Edge. Back again with Greg Stewart, Mazek's agronomist. Greg, how's it going?
Good, Bern. How are you?
I'm good. We are down in Huron County at Strang Farm, and we're going to talk to Mike Strang. Greg, why is Mike on The Sharp Edge?
Yeah, so Mike farms with his family here close to Exeter, and I put Mike in the class of a big dreamer, right? So he's looking at strip till, cover crops, twin rows, multi-hybrid. There's a lot going on here, and it's not necessarily easy, but Mike is persistent in looking at the big picture.
That's a big story. Here it is.
Hey Mike, thanks for your time today. Let's start with strip tillage. Give us your plan for strip tillage, fall, spring. What unit are you using?
Yeah, so we run a Sorwar unit. It's strictly a colt unit, no shanks on it. In the fall, it's got a deep cog. In the spring, we run shallow coulters, about 3 inches deep, say. Basically, any wheat stubble gets a fall strip, and then a spring refreshing.
Right.
Something like soybean stubble, anything like that, is just a spring strip only.
Cool, cool. So one of my favorite topics is how do we manage fertilizer and strip till? So are you putting fertilizer down in the fall, or is it all going down in the spring?
In the fall, typically, you might put a bit of potash down, 100 pounds, say, of product. And in the spring, it'll be a blend of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium to the tune of about 80 pounds of nitrogen, 40 pounds phosphorus, and maybe I'll put in another 30 pounds of potash.
Okay, so NPK in the strip in the spring at about 80, 40, 30 NPK. Yeah. So does that mean your planter is running fertilizer free, or where are you at on that?
A couple years ago, we put a liquid system on it, and we're trialing that system to see whether there is a benefit to having a little extra fertility in the furrow. So I'm gonna have to find out whether it's right or wrong, I guess.
That's this year's goal?
That's this year's goal, yeah.
But you would prefer, kind of like I think about strip till maybe, is that it would be nice if you could get a strip till system designed that you could run sort of fertilizer free on the planter if you could make it work.
Yeah, then that's how we've done it for several years, and but got my ear bent a little bit, and someone said I should put liquid on the planter, so I'm either gonna prove them right or prove them wrong this year. So.
Awesome. So then we move to your planting system. You know, I've heard you speak at meetings. You and your brother have put a fair bit of time into the design of the planter. Let's start first talking about twin rows on top of this strip. So we're in a field here, obviously twin row corn on top of the strip. Why twin rows? Do you do other crops in twins as well? Talk to us a little bit about where you're at on the twin idea.
Yeah, the twin row idea spawned from the desire to go to strip till, but we also wanted to narrow our rows. So twin rows fit that bill quite nicely. So all corn is planted in twin rows. Edible beans are twin rows. We do often do soybeans in twin rows. Sometimes we drill 15-inch.
Twin row corn versus soys versus edibles. Any particular advantage amongst those three crops that you're seeing?
We think we're getting a 7-bushel advantage out of the twin row corn. I can't tell you whether there's advantage in the other crops, to be honest with you. I do really like twin row edible beans, just canopy's better as opposed to a 30-inch row. Again, narrowing that space between the bean rows.
Let's zero in on the twin row corn. In previous modifications to this planter, I heard you speak at Southwest Ag Conference where you had hybrid A on the left side of the twin and hybrid B on the right side of the twin. We're standing in this field of corn here today, and you have the same hybrid in the twin, but then moving to a different hybrid when you move to the next set of twins over. Walk us through the thought experimental process on that one.
Yeah, we had this idea that if we put two different hybrids in the same twin row, we could modulate the population of each and offensive and defensive hybrids, and maybe one greater percentage of the total population than the other. What we found was the one hybrid outcompete the other one in that row, and one would grow a little faster than the other. And so we decided to move them away. Still liked having two hybrids in the same field in close proximity, but maybe right in the twin row isn't the best place for them. So have a twin row of one hybrid, then right beside a twin row of another hybrid. Perhaps we can work on the leaf architecture of the hybrids and get a little better sunlight interception.
Meaning on that, Mike, that you might have a taller upright hybrid in one set of twins, move over to the next set of twins, and it might be a shorter, more pendulum leaf type of hybrid?
Yeah, that's the idea. So one twin row would have more prostrate leaves and catch that kind of sun. The other one would have perhaps a little more upright leaves, and that different kind of leaf architecture might allow to get better sunlight capture. And
this is year one of that approach.
Yeah, trying it this year, see how we like it. Regardless, like I mentioned earlier, I do like the idea of having two hybrids really close in the field for different pollination dates and different characteristics of hybrids, taking advantage of different environmental conditions.
Spread
and
some
conditions.
Risk around by having two hybrids in every field.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah, nice. So then I couldn't help but notice that you've had cover crops in the game here for a while. I personally think that cover crops in a strip till system, although it sounds good, adds some complexity, some challenge to it. Where are you at in trying to marry the cover crop and the strip till into the same system?
We're working on it. You're absolutely right. It does complicate things. The reason we got into strip till at the beginning was for soil erosion, really. There's other benefits too, but soil erosion is the big one, and I think cover crops bring more to the game for soil erosion prevention as well. So we're working on creating a system where we can put the two together. Can't say I've got it nailed down yet, but we're trying different things and maybe getting closer to the goal.
You'd suggest that soil health or soil erosion is so important to you that you're not prepared to just go strip till twin rows and leave the cover crop, in the rear view mirror, because it's where you want to be.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of benefits to cover crops for many reasons, and we don't have to list them here, but I think that the ideal system would be reduced tillage, strip till, and with cover crops, and we'll see what we can do in that regards.
Yeah, so quite a package, Mike. Strip till, twin row, cover crops, multi-hybrids. Things are actually coming together pretty well for you, wouldn't you say?
It's a work in progress, but yeah, we're getting better at it every year, I think, and enjoy the challenge, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, nice talking to you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Greg.
So there you have it. Greg, a really interesting take on cover crops and innovation.
Yeah. So it would be easy probably for Mike to just move on, as we talked about. But he is determined, because of the value he sees in cover crops, to make them fit into his system, and even though it might not be the easiest thing to do, right? Mm-hmm. Which is sort of exciting. What
about multi-hybrids, twin rows, strip till, all smashed in together? What's the future of that?
Yeah, so this is exciting. The multi-hybrid idea, so we reinforce the point that, can you reduce some risk? Can you increase some potential in the yield if you always have two hybrids at play in a field? And then with Mike's example of trying to run one hybrid and then switch to a different hybrid just 30 inches over, that's also pretty exciting to see whether you can squeeze some additional yield, productivity out of that idea.
Hey, a great story, Greg. Thanks for taking us down here in Huron County. We'll see you on the next episode of The Sharp Edge.